Yo, what is up? 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 I hope everybody is doing good today. On another day, plenty to talk about today. I don't know what happened today with the press conferences today. Devontae Parker was supposed to have his press conference. They did Kenny Pickett today. And then all of a sudden they made people wait like another 20 minutes, and then that was it. And then the stream ended. So I don't know if Devontae Parker retired or I don't know. I don't know what happened. So I'm kind of lost on it. But hopefully we get that press conference sooner or later if the time is here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens by that point. Let me just get this on. Make sure we get the stream on. I hope everybody's doing good today. So definitely some rumors, some signings that happen, especially with what's going on with a couple players. Some rumors, not great ones. Couple good ones, not great ones. Going forward. Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. What's going on, Fisty LaRue? What's going on, the Fandalorian? Without Ryan Roman, Elephant the Room, Salty Vader, Donnie Ford, Kavai Jones, Tommy 5, Killer Ghost. What's going on, man? Got Daz. We got Philly Sports Hustle. What's going on, guys? Hope everyone's doing well on a Monday. Hope your work day is going well, whether you're at work, you're home, whatever. But we're back for an 8th day of free agency, and so it's getting a little quiet now. We're still looking at a few guys that are out there, whether they want to go after Justin Simmons, which I am not giving up on at this point. Isaiah Simmons is still out there. There's been a lot of rumbles with Quez Watkins coming back, which I did a video on that today. Devontae Smith's extension, which it seems like it's going to get done sooner than later. I would say by training camp, this contract is probably going to be done with. So that's good. I'm glad that they're trying to work on something. I hope they get something done today or whenever. But Ryan Roman, what's going on, man? Oh, oops, I forgot to hold on. I forgot to take this. I totally forgot to put my texting in here, so that's the one. I knew I forgot to do something. Hold on 2 seconds. This way the chat can come up and we'll be good to go. There we go. Ryan Roman, what's going on, man? He says, I think HaasonReddick will come back and get a contract extension. It's too quiet. I haven't heard any trades interested in a while. Yeah, I mean, look, if anything bad was happening with HaasonReddick at this point, okay, if anything bad was happening at this point, I feel like it would have already been reported if there was really just bad news in general. So I'd give it some time. I wouldn't go crazy about it. I mean, being too quiet is either a good thing or a bad thing. It can go either or. But if it was really that bad and like Hassan was on the move, yeah, I think it would have kind of already been reported that there would be talks about a trade or something like that. And on top of that, the Eagles will save over $11 million with that move, which is great. So to keep Bryce Huff, to keep Josh Sweat, and to keep HaasonReddick in the building, I think it'd just be better that way, to be honest with you. So I feel good about it, though. I feel good. Alvin says, don't want Quez back. He's had a plethora of injuries and has never made the most out of any of them. So the rumors came out the other day. Now there's even more rumors since last night. Okay, that the Eagles are welcoming Quez Watkins to a return. And unfortunately, I really don't want him back. I know Kansas City Chiefs. I know the Cardinals. I know a few other teams have gone after Quez Watkins. I think it's to a point now where you've had a guy just, unfortunately, he's had injuries. It's just not reliable. All this speed and all this, and even when Zacchaeus got signed, and I'm going to make y'all eat your words, and all that, the quote on Twitter that he said last year when we signed Zacchaeus, and he just never pans out, man. And unfortunately, what he did in 22, he didn't play consistent games at the end of the year, or Super Bowl year in 22. He finally came out of the season after the 22 season, said he had a grade 2 shoulder sprain, and they put him in the Super Bowl and gave him one of the biggest throws of the night and went right through his hands. I just can't rely on him, especially when he was the number 3 here, and the way he went out there and just, there were times where he wasn't paying attention. There were times where if your number is called, you gotta pan out for us. And unfortunately, I think it's, Nick Sirianni has defended this guy a million times. I was excited for him going to last year. Even last year, what did he do? Absolutely nothing. Did absolutely nothing. So I'm hoping I don't think you should. I mean, Devontae Parker could be a number 4 for you at this point. Britton Covey will be, will make the team as well. So I think they're looking for one guy right now, because I think you're pretty much set. Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, you're going to have Britton Covey, Devontae Parker. So I think you're looking for like one more receiver. I think they do get this receiver in the draft. So, I think more time will tell. What's going on, Donnie Cavallo? What's going on, guys? Thomas Allen needs to cut communication off between him and Max and Quez. Focus on extending Reddick and signing Simmons. Then it's all hands on deck for the draft. Yeah, I totally believe that. I mean, even if they just made the move for Justin Simmons, get the Reddick extension done, and I think you're pretty much set, for the draft. I think you're good to go. You know what I mean? We found out more about the Devin White numbers with his contract. I think he's only making like 3.5 this year. Or something like that. So it's or 4.5, whatever it is. It's not much. You know what I mean? It's not much. I mean, you legit have an actual like linebacker on this team now. I have a lot of high hopes for Devin White going into the season. I'm going to be a big fan of him come this off season. The rest. So, what's going on, Salty? Big Nick says the Rocks need to kick Quez out of town. Fuck no, I'm bringing him back. No, I mean, I'm not on board with bringing him back. Even Avonte Maddox at this point, like you bring Avonte Maddox back, then the Eagles don't even touch the nickel spot at all, and then I'm going to be more pissed off. Okay, Isaiah Rodgers has got to be a guy that's going to cross train to the inside. Isaiah Rodgers has said that he doesn't mind playing on the inside as well. So I think more moves, cross train. More moves are going to happen, and they got to get something done, because Avonte Maddox is just not working out for me, because, you have Zach McPherson behind him that's dealing with coming off a torn ACL at this point. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Don't trust Avonte Maddox. Stay healthy through training camp. It's just what it is right now. Decode, what's going on, man? It's just sign Isaiah Simmons. Yeah, I mean, I really, Isaiah Simmons wouldn't be a bad signing, but I'd rather take the other Simmons, the Justin Simmons. But Isaiah Simmons, if they want a guy that can move around a little bit, I think it would be great. Go on, Shrek. Rick Garcia, what up, Joey? Thank you for the live stream. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for joining up. See here. Yeah, so Pickett, Philly Sports. So Pickett did his presser. There was a few things, I don't know. At the end of the day, all I want this guy to do is produce, give our guys good looks, and get some value. I want him to create some value for himself, just because. So, if the Eagles want to flip him by training camp or next year's, by the trade deadline or next year's trade deadline or the end of next year, they could flip him around and get a pick for him. That's all I really care about at this point. I mean, I don't know if I trust him taking over a game. So Kenny Pickett had some things to say on like the end of his time in Pittsburgh. So he says, I think the communication is what it is. It was behind closed doors. I'm confident in the way that I handled it. I handled it the way I should have handled it. Which was the Russell Wilson signing, and then, how he kind of just wanted out of Pittsburgh at that moment. And when you hear a guy say it is what it is, I know I say that a lot, but when you hear a guy say it is what it is at a press conference, that's really not a good sign. Then it really didn't go down too well. He also talked about Pickett on the reports that he refused to dress as Steelers emergency QB in 2017 because he didn't even dress. He said there was a plan for that game. It went down exactly the way it was planned to go down that entire week. I was coming off of ankle surgery, so it is what it is. Pickett on report. Yeah. So I mean, so there's you know there were some questions. There were some questions that he really kind of had the answer, especially what happened at the Russell Wilson gets signed, and it seems like he wasn't taking that too great. I don't know why as a quarterback, as a starting quarterback, you get drafted, okay, and to a point now. Every year you could have a new backup quarterback. Every year your job should never be safe, but you don't have you're not making franchise money. You're not making any franchise money. You're not getting paid that much. You know what I mean? So you got to earn that contract, and obviously Kenny Pickett has not earned that contract. He hasn't played well. But you're getting a guy that the Eagles had a lot of interest in, and looked at him, took him out to dinner 2 times. So there was a lot of interest there, and kind of scared us a little bit because I really wanted Jalen Hurts to have that extra year, which turned out really, really good for us at the end of the day. So not bad. What's going on, Kelly? Eagles fan says Chauncey John's not better than Simmons. I would have been harder to get the vet. Chauncey is overrated. I don't think Chauncey's overrated at all, because I think you get the leadership, you get a swagger, you get a guy that's going to keep everybody accountable. You don't realize, like, you can get a good player, but like if he's got no edge to him, like sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. I think Chauncey's probably not the best tackler in the world, but I think it's the ball hawk capability that he has that we really need. And we've seen him make good hits and good tackles. I don't think he's been consistent with it at times. Not saying he's bad at all, but there's been times where he's been a little bit sloppy with that. But you have him in the building for 3 years and could be an all-pro after this year, to be honest with you. I think you're missing mentality. You're missing a tough mentality that anything that happens on the field, Chauncey is not going to take it lightly, especially if teammates are getting pushed around. If the defense starts showing that they're sluggish, like the last 7 weeks of the season, like they just completely gave up. There was nobody that was even trying to uplift this defense, uplift this whole team in general. But with Chauncey's a major difference. The aura that he brings. It's just insane. It's really insane, and we'll find out what happens, but I feel good about it though. Yeah, so Topper YT says Driscoll's on the Dolphins, by the way. So yeah, so you lost two depth signings. So you lost Sewell Opeta went to Tampa Bay, and today Jack Driscoll is now a Miami Dolphin. So, I mean, maybe the Eagles, could have had a chance to bring him back. I don't see why not. And it seemed like they didn't. I guess they're really happy with so far, because they're going to draft another guy this year. They're going to draft an offensive lineman between the first 3 picks. There's no doubt about it. But getting Matt Hennessy, that has 22 starts, could play center and play right guard, is great. And rumors that he will be in competition with Tyler Steen this offseason, which I think is a great thing too. So. Yeah, Opeta already signed, unfortunately. Yeah, so Eagles fans says Trent Williams' dirty block ended LVE's career. So yeah, LVE, Leighton Vander Esch from the Dallas Cowboys, has officially retired, and that sucks, man, because it sucks. I mean, he was a guy I really wanted in that draft too. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you have concussion after concussion, neck injury after neck injury, and it just happens, man. It just happens. Tom said Isaiah Simmons still out there would be a great fit in Fangio's system. Oh yeah, I mean, as a hybrid guy, can move around, sure. I mean, and I think the Giants traded for him like a 6th-round pick, which was, I thought, an absolute steal. I think if he gets to a really good roster, he could do some good things. So we'll see what happens. Aaron says they only save money if it's past June 1st trade. Pre-June 1st trade, they'll save well, it doesn't matter, because even if they spend money now and just say they don't have the money and spend money now, the money will be freed up. Just because if you don't have money for a specific player, just say you have no cap, okay, you could still sign guys, but you have to make sure that money is freed up to actually, when the new league year begins, when the season begins, to make sure they fit under the cap. So it doesn't matter whether it's freed up after June, before June, as long as they know that money is getting freed up, it doesn't matter. You can make as many moves as you want, as long as you can, make sure you could come up for it. So. Versus his job in Super Bowl should have ended his career. I mean, you know what play should have ended Quez Watkins' career? That bubble screen when he ran around the 2 blockers instead of going through the block. And that shit pissed me off. That just showed like he was just playing scared. He was playing safe. I hated that. That one play that he did, the Super Bowl play pissed me off. But that play on an easy first down really pissed me off. Pissed me off. And what do you think Kellen Moore will do differently than Brian Johnson? Well, Brian Johnson didn't do anything. He was the scapegoat. Brian Johnson held the clipboard. This was Nick Sirianni's game plan every week. This has nothing to do with Brian Johnson. We never got a full game called by Brian Johnson all year. We never did. Never did. Harry says, signing back Quez makes no sense. Would rather have Oz or draft Ladd McConkey. Well, yeah, I'll draft anybody in this draft over Quez Watkins. Quez is what, a fifth, sixth round pick? Forgot he was a fifth or a sixth, but anybody in this draft is going to be better. So what's going on with all the Bulldogs we drafted, linebacker safety? I feel like we are not giving them a chance. Well, I mean, at this point, dude, Nolan Smith is going to play outside linebacker this year, most likely. He had surgery this offseason on his shoulder. Minor surgery, nothing crazy. But it looks like Vic Fangio is going to be using a lot of apparently Nolan Smith is going to have a big workload. Okay, Keely Ringo is going to have another offseason right now. And hopefully could be the future number 2 for this team. I don't know. I mean, like I said, a lot of these guys did flash, but the way this offense and this defense was being coached and how the schemes were playing out, setting these players up to fail all year, it really did hurt this team, definitely. So it's hard to evaluate a roster like that, See here. Andrew DeBasio says, I have a feeling that Reddick will be traded during the draft. Hope I'm wrong, but Howie cannot do a trade during the draft and move up and down. Well, Howie could do whatever he wants, but as of right now, I feel like if he's not extended by April 1st, at least the first day of next month, I feel like he could be trade bait in the draft to move up and maybe get an edge rusher. If you lose Reddick, then you got to get an edge rusher at this point. I mean, you got to move up for Latu or move up for Chop Robinson. I don't know. You're gonna have to. I don't think you could skip on it. Robert DeFano says, how about Bradbury playing safety? Hell no, get him off the roster. There no way. Guys, I think Quez would be utilized better with Kellen Moore. Yeah, I know people are gonna say that, and I get why, but we've seen Quez try to go up for Pat. We've it's not even just getting him open. It's not even just that type of stuff. It's his catching, it's his effort, it's him not being healthy at times too, because there's times where he's not healthy. And I'm sorry, but I think there's a lot better choices out there, wide receiver 3. I'm sorry, but I'm not just keeping him just because he's been here for a while. You know what I mean? So I'm not happy with it. I really don't want it at this point. And we'll see. We will see. We got CT. Welcome to the camera tier. Thank you so much for joining up for the extra content and support of the channel. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the 414 people that are in the chat. Make sure you subscribe and like. Appreciate it so much to everybody. Join me on a Monday. If you're at work, if you're chilling out, I appreciate it. Chris says, I think our first 3 picks will be Kool-Aid, E. Cooper, and Beeb. So you think they're going to be getting corner, linebacker, and what, offensive line? Could be. See here. So let's see. Nicky says that kid from Browns need a chance. Be Joseph Nagata, the one we signed our Nada, I should say Nada, not Nagata. Nada that we signed. He was undrafted for the Eagles. What, a year ago? You're talking about. You're talking about him and Austin Watkins. Yeah, Austin Watkins is going to be interesting too, because not only did they sign Austin Watkins to a future contract, but he actually signed a 2-year extension as well. So maybe the Eagles feel like he could produce, maybe in the offseason, see what he could do. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Austin Watkins for the Browns, he was a big standout in preseason and then really wasn't given an opportunity for the Browns all season long. So maybe he'll be the better Watkins. Maybe he'll be the better Watkins of the group. I guess we'll find out. Arias Dax says, how do you feel about Driscoll going to the Finns? I feel fine. Like, look, I think the Eagles could have got him back. They must feel good about Matt Hennessy. They know that. I mean, they've already have pre-draft visits with 5-6 offensive linemen already. So they're heavily going to draft an offensive lineman within the first 3 picks of this draft. That's 100% going to happen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to happen. So, we'll see. But Driscoll, I'm fine with it. Matt Hennessy can play multiple positions. You have Tyler Steen at right guard. I mean, you don't really have a backup left guard, left tackle, so the right side is pretty much figured out. I don't know what they're interested in drafting this year. Could be a future right tackle, I would probably expect, or a guy that can play guard. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're going to do. Dad says Xavier Leggett, Ricky Purcell, Jacob Cowing, Jermaine Burton, Javon Baker, Tez Walker, Brendan Rice. We have so many options at wide receiver 3. Yeah, Purcell is obviously is beginning to be one of my favorites in this draft, especially in the 2nd to 3rd round. Xavier Leggett, because I think the Eagles do want size and speed. We actually have Brendan Rice, that's Jerry Rice's son, coming in for a pre-draft visit as well. So he's coming in for a pre-draft visit with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think he's the only receiver so far getting a pre-draft visit. So imagine getting Jerry Rice's son with the Eagles and then playing the 49ers and Jerry Rice is showing off all his rings while his son is playing with the Eagles. How about that? That'd be pretty cool. Or getting CMC's brother, at wide receiver would be pretty sweet too. I wonder if they would ever make a move like that. That'd be pretty cool. What's going on, Suo? Enough to always says, even when he does catch it, he will fumble. Yeah. Chris, I'll take Jay Burton at 120. I do think Howie will move back up from 120 to 93. He could take the Burton there. So says most of those offensive linemen were late round picks, not early. Mims, yes, but the rest were late rounders since we have 3 in the 5th. Three picks in the 5th round. This is Moore has led good offense with Dallas before last year. Oh yeah, Hunter. Oh yeah. I mean, he's had 3 out of 4 good years. I think the only bad year he had with Dallas is I forgot what year it was. I think they were only ranked 16th. But still, he's had some pretty good offenses. Loves using tight ends. Loves using getting all his receivers open, using middle of the field, crossing routes. I mean, it's a dream for this offense to actually use middle of the field pretty well. RPOs, running from under center, passing from under center, running the ball in general. I know the pass run ratio is a little off at times, but he ran a lot with the Chargers last year, more than what the Eagles did, and likes to get these running backs into the passing game, which I really do like a lot too, because I think that's one thing with Swift. A lot of things, Swift was underutilized last year. I think we all know that, but now with Saquon Barkley coming into the mix, you're going to have a passing game with that man too. So I think we're all excited, going forward with that. Tommy says, Joe, I don't want to draft O-line the first 3 picks. I want cornerback, linebacker, wide receiver. Then first, by all means, go after O-line. We'll see what happens. Look, I feel like I wouldn't say first round they're going to get an offensive lineman. I'll give between the next 2 rounds. Okay. I think I don't know, because for now, I don't know if they trade for, I don't know if I don't know what they're doing at wide receiver 3. But you never know. I feel like they value it way too much. They value offensive line way too much to not draft in the first 3. So we'll see what happens. Jayco School said we need a speed threat with good separation. Yeah, I mean, I don't even give a shit about the speed too much, but yeah, gotta have some quickness, gotta have good route running, gotta have explosiveness off the line, good footwork. That's what I'm really looking at. I mean, because if you have good footwork, it all pans out. You look at guys even at tight end, even with Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz wasn't the fastest tight end, but man, the break of his routes, the way he can get the separation, that's where his value was. So I think you got to find a guy like that. Chris says Chris thinks that Moore is a great OC. Nessir Moore says if we can get Simmons out of safety, which you would target and remain free agency or draft. I would pretty much be done after Simmons. If you can't get Simmons, Tyler Nubin would probably be a really good one for us. The guy, a Bullard from Georgia, would be a great one. I like Nubin a lot. I did a video on him on the membership videos. I just did a membership video on him last night. And that guy is just an athletic menace, always gets his hands on the football, is just a tackling machine, plays with pushback. I mean, I like Tyler Nubin a lot. I think you don't have to draft a safety early. There are plenty of them out there, but I think they should definitely get another body at safety. I think they need one more body. It's hard for me. It's like look, the Reddick stuff is quiet, which is a good news for the Eagles. The Justin Simmons stuff is quiet, which is really good news for the Eagles. This is good news that all this, because look, if things were going as bad as they're going right now, if Reddick's getting traded, we would have heard something by now. I would expect there would have been something that would have been reported if he was moving on officially going forward, but didn't know where he was going. So it's almost a win-win for the Eagles. It sucks you lose Reddick, but hopefully you get a good draft pick out of it. That's what I'm hoping, but I don't want to give him up, period. Chip 250, what's going on? News that Moore just needs to cut out the option routes and we should be fine. Yeah, the options have been a little crazy. So says Howie taking interior DL, Newton or Murphy. He hasn't touched interior yet, unlike Howie. I don't know if they go. If they spend a first round pick on another DT this year, I understand Fletcher Cox is gone. So we'll see what happens. To spend another first round pick on a DT, I'd be a little shocked over it. A little shocked. He says we used to have Jerry Rice's nephew. Yeah, Tyler Boyd's still out there too. I don't know. I don't think he's signed yet. Chris Scott says shakes our defense with Simmons, Kool-Aid, and E. Cooper, Huff, Sweat, Card, Davis, Williams, Reddick, Smith, E. Cooper, White, Simmons, Chauncey Gardner, Slay, Rogers, Kool-Aid, and Sand. Yeah, it'd be great. Excuse me. John says get dude from Texas at wide receiver in the second. Ew. Let's see. Christine said, I'm confused with the difference between Johnson and Kellen Moore. Wasn't Moore trash? I know he was good last year, though. Moore hasn't been trash. The big thing with Moore is he hasn't really gotten to he's gotten a little cocky in the playoffs. Why he hasn't really done much in the playoffs because he's played more aggressive with the passing game in the playoffs. Unfortunately last year he had a lot of guys hurt. I mean, you have Quentin Johnson, that's a first-round bust for the Chargers at this point. I think he was a first-round pick. Mike Williams was hurt. Keenan Allen at over 30 years old is your best receiver. Austin Eckler is your best running back. Quarterback was hurt. A lot of the team was hurt last year. But he's had top 10 offenses with Dallas 3 out of the 4 years that he was there. So I mean, I think this is the best roster that Kellen Moore is going to be coaching, to be honest with you, when it comes to just on paper. I think this is the best roster that he's going to be coaching up. So it's going to be interesting. Coos says, Clutch, how do you feel about Xavier Worthy? I like Xavier Worthy, but I don't think it's a receiver the Eagles are looking for. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are saying he might be a one-trick pony coming into the NFL. I'm not really. I mean, look, I'm a big fan of Ladd McConkey from Georgia. Like, I like the all speed receivers, but I feel like with Ladd, I do like his route running as well, his change of direction on the break of his route. I don't know. I think the Eagles are looking for like an Adonai Mitchell, a Xavier Legette, like guys like that, big receivers with speed. I think that's what they're kind of looking for at this point. Devontae Parker they signed at 31. He's not a lock for $1.2 million. He's not really a lock right now. You have Austin Watkins, you have Britton Covey. So there's really, the depth isn't, the depth would be all right. I mean, Devontae Parker might be a number 4 or number 5 at this point. I don't know, so we'll see how that situation goes. I feel like there is interest from the Eagles going into the draft when it comes to receiver. I just don't think it's as high as everyone thinks it is. I don't think finding a wide receiver 3 is going to be that hard. If somebody is going to drop somewhere, the Eagles could get more picks depending on what happens with a couple guys, but we'll see what happens. Brian Rodgers says, whatever happened to Trevon Grimes? We had a couple years ago, thought he would have been a great player. Yeah, I mean, Trevon Grimes just got hurt, unfortunately. He had a season-ending injury, which really sucked because he's played some top talent against some top prospects, big receiver, and was really excited about him a few years back. Unfortunately, I don't even know what's going on with him now. I haven't heard that. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I haven't heard that name in a while. So, not around, doesn't look like. So Corey Davis is quick. Who do you think our first 3 picks will be? To be honest with you, like, it really depends what goes on with HaasonReddick. If they lose HaasonReddick, they could go edge rusher. They might move up for an edge rusher, top 15, top 17. If Reddick stays, I really want to get a linebacker badly. I'm hoping to God they get a linebacker. But I think cornerback is where they really have to go. Whether it's going to be Terrion Arnold or maybe they get Quinion Mitchell. I don't care who they get. I mean, I'm a big fan of Quinion Mitchell. I do like Terrion Arnold a lot. We'll see what happens. Like I said, it's going to be interesting which direction they go. Bradbury still being here, he might be here. He might be a post-June cut, but they should at least designate him so we know he's going to be gone. Extend him a couple of years, spread out the dead cap money, and just get rid of him. I think you can eat that money. I think it's like after June, it's like $10.5 million. Spread it out between a couple of years. You have single digit dead money. Just get rid of them. Just eat it up. Get rid of them. And I think you have something there. So, what's going on, Cade? What's going on, buddy? He says, member for 11 months. Thank you so much, dude. He says, Joey, draft or free agency, who is the guy you want this year? The guy I want. I mean, the number one guy I want in this draft right now is Latu from UCLA. That's who I would really want. I just feel like I really like his story. And this is a guy that's just get his bend and his hand placement, and my God, that guy is a beast. I would love an edge rusher this year, another edge rusher this year. But to be honest with you, like, I know it's probably not going to happen. There's a bunch of dudes. Like, I mean, I like Quinion Mitchell a lot. I like how aggressive he is. So I like a lot of guys. I don't think I have my favorite guy yet, but I do like multiple guys in the first round, especially from the Eagles' need standpoint. If there's a linebacker out there that I would want, it'd probably be E. Cooper at this point. I think he would fit really well in Fangio's system. I think we'd be going in a lot of different directions here, but there's a lot of guys. I don't know if I'm gonna have my favorite guy this year. I think this year is more of I'm gonna like a lot of guys, and I'll be happy with either or, and it's gonna come down to process of elimination as each team picks their guys. So. See here. Let's see. Major Facepalm, what's going on, man? He says, let's not forget Quez Watkins not effort on the interceptions in end zone when he was one-on-one on deep ball in Seattle end zone. Yeah, I totally forgot about that too. There's so many reasons why he has to go. I'm sorry, but he's just not good enough. He's just not. He does not deserve to be on a roster that's stacked right now. He doesn't. He can't even be on a roster that's stacked right now and be consistent every week, Chip Dooley said they're going to try and draft a wide receiver mid-late rounds and hope he plays well so they don't have to spend a future first on another guy so they could dump AJ if you don't want to take a pay cut. Yeah, but the problem is, dude, if you get a guy in the mid-rounds, I don't think he's going to be a future number one for this team or even a future number two. I mean, we'll see what happens. But that's why thinking outside the box, as well as the Saquon Barkley was an outside-the-box type move for the Eagles. What if they went after receiver a little earlier in this draft? Maybe not the first rounder. We won't go crazy, maybe, but it's something to think about because what if they say, you know what, let's add more firepower to this offense and say, hey, you know what, Quez Watkins is going to be here. Let's get one of the best receivers in this draft and go down the pipeline a little bit and say, you know, if AJ Brown doesn't take a pay cut, he ends up leaving, you have your other number 1, number 2, whatever the case may be, down the road with Devontae Smith. So I don't think you're paying AJ and Devontae Smith. AJ might take a pay cut. Who knows? He might take a pay cut in a couple of years. You never know what can happen with specific players, you know, down the line. So we'll see. Gumon says Kellen Moore has no one in LA. He has weapon here. Reddick needs to be resigned. Yeah, I'm hoping he resigns, man. Hoping he does. We got a super chat from Nifty350D. What's going on, man? Appreciate it so much. I need that Ricky Personal slot wires here vid review. Yeah, I got it, dude. I got it. I think he's going to be the next couple on my list right now. So, I already got Tyler Nubin's video done last night. We're doing it. I actually have another one today. I have to edit some things on it, and then I'll have another one tomorrow. So, be a lot more coming when it comes to the memberships and stuff, everything coming out. Well, we're gonna have actual draft videos once we get through the rest of this free agency period. I know free agency lasts for months, but until things start to really die down, till Justin Simmons, you know, Russell, HaasonReddick and some of these other guys get signed, we'll see what happens. You know, we will see what happens. Because I'm not thinking of backups. I want potential future stars at these positions, linebacker, corner. Oh no, I mean, I'm not looking for a guy that's just works well in the scheme. I really want a top talent. You know, whoever's like, even in the second round, I want best player available on that board. You know, so we'll see what happens. We don't sleep on Quez. Quez sleeps on Quez. That's 100% true, to be honest with you. That's actually really true. Bree says Hurts was so deep in the pocket during interception for Seahawks. That's on Hurts. Ike says, what do you think about wide receiver Malaki? I have not checked that guy out. I have no idea who he is. No idea. Rock says Quez has to go. He has a lot of mouth but no action. That is true, bro. That is true, Rock. I agree with that. They said if Hurts move in the pocket, he decreases his chance to not underthrow Quez. Yeah, well, let's give it this year. You know, I can't put too much on, you know, Jalen Hurts last year. Some, yes, all no. Coaching staff, no adjustments, no nothing. It's hard to put blame on a guy that's dealing with that all year. Trust me, I've had fights with numerous Eagle fans over that. That's how it goes sometimes, though. That's what you get sometimes. See here. So Vander Esch news. Driscoll is gone. Let's see. Free agent safety Julian Blackmon. All right, Julian Blackmon is off the board. Julian Blackmon is headed to Buffalo for a visit with the Bills. Blackmon has several suitors after enjoying a career season with the Colts, so he includes for several suitors. I feel like the Eagles are definitely in on a safety right now. Coming off of a really bad injury for Julian Blackmon. It's going to be dirt cheap, but it's got high upside, though. Oh, I guess Devontae Parker just had his press conference after a million fucking hours that he was supposed to have it before. So yeah, Julian Blackmon is officially gone. So now you're down to Justin Simmons, man. You're down to Justin Simmons that's available still for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hold on one second. Okay. Super chat, thanks so much, man. Says, wasn't Kellen Moore there when Cole Beasley was tearing stuff up? There's still room for guys like that in the league. Mikagi and Purcell are better. Hey, that I'd be perfectly fine with that. I have no issue with that whatsoever. They got anybody I think in this draft is going to be better than Quez Watkins. I swear to God, probably the first. I would say like the top like 12 guys are probably better than Quez at this point when it comes to this draft going forward. So We'll see what happens, dude. We'll see what happens. I just please don't bring him back. There's a lot of interest from other teams. Even Kansas City. There was news that Kansas City might bring Quez in. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes or not. If Patrick Mahomes even makes Quez Watkins look good, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna annoy me. I just don't see it happening. We say this all the time, but okay. Richard, Quez is a 6th rounder. Jurgens made more mistakes versus the Bucks in the playoff game than Quez via Vide turn Jurgens into swinging guard tackle. Yeah, didn't play that great. No. Will says I'd be happy with either chop or verse in the scenario. Connor says, does he ever get his baby AJ, baby DK is the guy you bring in the building? If not, Adonai Mitchell. I think those are like my 2 top. I think those are my 2 top like big receivers that I would have a lot of interest in. Noel says, but when Hurts told Quez to get ready to pick up because his phone will be ringing, Quez sent him straight to voicemail. Jeremy says Jared Verse from 0-star prospect from high school to 1st round pick. Crazy story. Damn. Mayor, what's going on, man? He says, look up Jonah Ellis. He was supposedly a 1st round player, but he had a shoulder injury that made his stock fall, but has models his game after Wyatt and Bosa brothers. He's nice. Gotta check him out. There's gonna be a lot of dudes available, man. Yeah, Blackman's so it looks like, yeah, Blackman is visiting he is visiting the Bills today. That's what's going on today. He will be visiting the Bills. Say he's got several suitors, so it wouldn't shock me if the Eagles have interest right now. It wouldn't shock me. So he is he's on the way. The Nifty 3 to do with Surge. Thank you so much, man. It says the catches personal makes to make Quez look like he shouldn't be in the league. Guy could run a 4.9 and still be better. Quez lacks a lot of an NFL. He just lacks the mechanics, dude. Like, I don't think he can catch every ball that's thrown his way. I just, I think we've seen it from Quez Watkins a million times, and I think we've seen enough of it. Let's see. Toiberry White says, Joey, have you seen Junior Colson? He is our for sure number 1 linebacker, true green dot leader with great communication on the field. He also has the best run defense out of any linebacker. Damn, I haven't checked him out yet, but I'm still working on a lot of guys at other positions right now. But I'm definitely going to check him out, no doubt. Got Nifty with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. So I might pass on Wilson because of his age. Maybe. I mean, they could. They might. What's up, Jesus? Fields not hot. Traded for a 6th round pick. I don't think Quez is worth that. Yeah, that trade only went down so cheap because of the Eagles trade. So I think that's the reason why too, that went down the way it did go down. Chrissy says, do you draft a wide receiver who could play inside, outside for when AJ's contract is up? That's really up to them. If they want to get somebody for right now who fits the wide receiver 3 spot now and just for the future, that's fine. But they could go after a guy that could be a future number 1 next to Devontae Smith or something. But it just depends on who they want to go after. It just depends on, I think they want a big receiver with speed. I think that's what they want. I don't know if the Eagles have interest in Xavier Worthy or Ladd McConkey or any of these other guys, Purcell, some of these other guys. We'll see what happens. But it won't be the 1st round though. I mean, if they did, it would be almost shocking if they did that. It would be an outside the box type move, depending on how what some of these other trades they make, whatever the Eagles are doing at corner, what they're doing at specific positions. It really what we're doing now really affects what we do in the draft. So we'll see. I think we're 100% notorious in on safety. Yes, I think they had an interest in Julian Blackman. I think they have a ton of interest I think there'll be a ton of interest going forward for Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons priced himself way too high. Take the Justin Simmons debacle the same way that Chauncey did last offseason in free agency. Okay, he put his number up there way too high. I understand both players are way different because, you know, you have an all-pro in Justin Simmons right now, but they put the price up on themselves way too high, waited too long, and didn't get the, you know, the money they wanted at the end. It's 8 days in the free agency. Every day that goes by, no news on Justin Simmons, the price is dropping really fast. Which the Eagles apparently a few days ago backed out of the Justin Simmons debacle. The interest for him and where they were going with him. So they might give another call. I don't see why not. I know that Justin Simmons wants to play with Vic Fangio. I know Vic Fangio and him are like this. You know, so we'll see. We will find out, man. Ron says Quandre Diggs is a good fallback if we don't land. I don't want Quandre Diggs. I'd rather just draft somebody, to be honest with you. At that point, I'd rather just draft somebody. At least with Justin Simmons, I'm getting a scheme fit and I'm getting an all-pro player still. So I'd rather get Justin Simmons than Quandre, to be honest. Let's see. Ryan says, well, I see them address tight end 2 spot. Goddard misses game every year, won't be getting younger. Yeah, I mean that's a problem too. You know, I don't think it's a big need right now until we see things. I know the Eagles did sign Albert O. We traded for him last year, and we haven't done nothing with him. They barely used him. So Kellen Moore, I guess, has the idea that they could bring Albert O back up to what he's supposed to be. Got some starting experience, got acrobatic catching, you pinpoint the ball well, very athletic, can get separation. Don't sleep on Albert O if he's put into a good system. I think giving him a chance is a really good sign moving forward. So no one cares about last year. Stay focused on. We're talking about free agency. What's going on? Well, yeah, I mean, Quez is a free agent right now. I mean, Quez is, you know, it's not a waste of time to talk about. If there's reports coming out saying that the Eagles are welcoming Quez Watkins back, then yeah, it's eye-opening. You know, it's got to be talked about. You know. Jeremy says, I'm hoping Parker isn't, but he's cheap for number 4 to 5 if he is here. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking right now. I mean, if he becomes the number 3 and balls out, you know, this is going to be a good roster he's a part of, and you know, could he be better? Does he have more reliable hands? Does he still have a lot of speed? I think he can still run, no doubt. You know, but we'll see. Very cheap, and you know, you can get rid of him if you need to. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, it's pass interference if you get too early. So a receiver really needs food hands, good hands, tracking, and go up and fight for the ball as opposed to pure speed. See. Jackson McMullen, what's going on, man? He says, Joe, you think Eddie Jackson would be a good pickup since he had success with Fangio? The problem is he just hasn't played well the last few years. Like his best years were his first 2 years, especially his second year where he turned to an all-pro. You know, under Fangio when he was the defensive coordinator for the Bears. I don't know. This would be like the last move I would make. There's too much in this draft to really go after another vet like that. I'd rather have Justin Simmons or, you know, than go draft somebody. You know, then at least you can go draft somebody if you want. So you have the choice there. That's where you want to go. Trevor said he get 100% backup. A.J. Brown, Johnny Wilson. That is. Chris says Chicago could possibly have Center Williams, Swift, K. Allen, DJ Moore, and they could draft Neighbors. That's impressive. Damn. Yeah, they just need to. I mean, they gotta see if Caleb Williams is actually gonna work out. I don't know. I think he's got talent. I think he's got like a bad attitude, for me at least. I think he Rollins says Cooper DeJean is so smooth, man. Is really technically sound and disciplined in his decisions. I would love him here. Don't care that he's white. Every time I hear about Cooper DeJean, it's always like, man, nobody wants to draft him because he's white or something. Because you don't see, you really don't see white cornerbacks too much at all. So people make a joke out of it, and like, okay, well, I don't know why people even say that. But no, he is smooth and could be a hybrid type guy for us down the line, which is great. So can't, always gotta, I think definitely is, could be they have Cooper DeJean on a pre-draft visit right now. He's the only corner right now on a pre-draft visit. We'll see how that goes. So there was a report a few days ago that the Eagles labeled E. Cooper as a Red Star player. That's really good. That's a good sign. I haven't seen that report, but that's is that true? Because if that's true, man, because they did that with Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown was a Red Star player, and they drafted him. That would be insane. You send me the link to that shit. That'd be awesome to see if that's actually true, like legit. Damn. Yeah. Got K with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. He says OPN on D White. How much is Jamal Adams asking for? I don't know. I'd stay away from Jamal Adams, to be honest. I don't know. I've never really been interested in Jamal Adams coming here. Now, I don't know. But we'll see. We see OPN on D White. What do you mean by that, OPN? I don't know what that means. I could be not. I'm probably stupid right now. I don't know what that. Appreciate super, by the way. If you could say what the OPN thing is, I'll in the chat. I'll read it out. 5350 with the super chat says we care about Quez not coming back. We care about Quez not coming back. That is true. Devin White's in Philadelphia right now. I think so. Devin White's contract right now. What? 4 million, 3.5 guaranteed. Cheap, man. I mean, seriously, you have an actual linebacker that has so much experience in this league for 3.5 million. I think Devin White's gonna have a really good good season. Cleo says Bears and Panthers keep fumbling. They draft so well. They have no picks, no talent to show for. Killer Ghost said, do you hear the Bears are considering signing Carson Wentz on a 1-year prove it year? And then Dave Martin Harris. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. Jesus. Hope they don't make that. I mean, you have all that money, all those picks, and I'm hoping to God you don't make a bad decision there. Says, I've seen Caleb in interviews. He was all about working, getting better. Maybe it's the media that's putting him down, because I've seen a lot of like stupid things over the past few months with him and his attitude, and I don't know. Maybe it's just media stuff. I don't know. Chris got Joey, check out Bowers. No, I'm gonna check out Bowers. Yeah, I haven't checked him out yet. Like I said, I'm still going through a lot of stuff right now. So. Kendrick said, I would love Isaiah Simmons here. That hybrid linebacker safety would work well in Fangio's scheme. Oh yeah, I think it would have a ton of value. I think it'd be cheap, ton of value. So we'll see where he goes. See here. Damon Barlow says the media gave him a bad rap. He was asked about ownership. That's it was not even that news, but that news in particular was like you want like some like percentage of ownership of the team or something. Like I didn't get that at all. I was kind of confused on that, to be honest with you. Let's see. Harold Williams, the Bears have 4 picks. They might move down from 9 to get a few extra picks. Yeah, I gotta see where that report is. Maybe I can find it. Yeah, I don't know if I can find that. Broward Star says skin tone don't mean much. It's athletic ability at the end of the day and can do your job well. Skin tone should not mean anything. BMX says Cooper was nice at both safety and cornerback his whole time there. I mean, if you end up getting Cooper DeJean, man, and then on top of Sidney Brown, Chauncey, and if you get, I mean, seriously, Justin Simmons. I mean, these are all hybrid guys, man. I mean, you wouldn't miss a beat. The more guys you have that can play multiple positions especially at a high level, it's fantastic. And I hope they. Look, if they drafted him, I'd be happy as shit. If they get a corner in the first round, I'm happy. Like I have no complaints. 5350 says Dijon should go to Pro Day in blackface. What does that mean in blackface? That guy's smooth though, I ain't gonna lie. Really smooth. See here. Will Wilson says, "Who fits best with us?" is the question. How he has to figure out. Well, when it comes to, are you talking about the draft? You talking about free? Well, with the draft, I mean, you're gonna pick best player available regardless. That's just gonna fit in general, and I hope they get the right guy. I think this HaasonReddick stuff going on is really gonna dictate what they're doing. They probably already know what they're doing with Haason. It's just the news hasn't come out yet. You know. Yeah, let me tell you. If I even see news that he's a Red Star player on the Eagles, like if the Eagles feel like he's a Red Star player, that's almost like that's almost to the point where they're gonna draft him at that point. You know what I mean? I think there's a good shot right there. Round to the G round 1, Javon Bullard and Egrin Cooper in our second round picks would be a dream. 2020 Vids, Joey and me been on the opposite side of Quez being any good. Admit it, Joey. I was right. I mean, well, how long was this? I mean, what was this, a few years ago? If it was a few years ago, I was really high on Quez. Yeah, I definitely was. But year after year, between injuries and just not being reliable, has been a big problem with him. And I just think they can get a better talent now. I mean, look, at the end of the day, dude, like all of us have done this before, where we think a player is going to be great or good, and then it falls on our face. It happens almost all the time. Notorious UCG with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. Says, I think in the perfect world in the draft, we go cornerback in first round, middle linebacker with the first, second round, right tackle with second round pick, and move up in the third, get wide receiver, then halfback, DT, safety in 4 to 7. Now, I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect. Corner, safety, linebacker, offensive lineman, and then get some scheme fits, between 4 to 7. You know what I mean? Get some role players as scheme fits, see if you can hit on somebody. Even the undrafted free agent pool is going to be a good one too. The Eagles usually hit on those too, pretty good. Sidney Brown, a no name. I mean, he's a no name right now. I mean, I don't think he was. They didn't really, beginning of the season. They really didn't play him until like middle of the season. Then really started to show some things. I think he plays better at safety than corner, but who knows what he could do. I think he covers the field. I think his movement's really good. I think he saved a lot of at safety. I think he there was a few deep passes that he got there with that speed that he has. He got there real late, but he just made it on some deflections on some of these plays last year. So I think Sidney Brown's gonna be a good player. I feel good about it. But coming off this ACL now, jumping into this defense not middle of the season, but at least he probably won't be back till maybe early October, maybe late September, maybe earlier. I don't know. We know nothing about Nakobe Dean. Nothing. Did he play well when he played this past year? No. But you miss valuable time in the offseason. He makes the last preseason game. You miss all that valuable time between joint practices, preseason, all that stuff. Then you're on IR 2 times. I mean, what am I supposed to do with a guy that's on IR 2 times? How am I supposed to make? He's here for another couple years. So, I mean, he really needs to figure it out. He's got to be available before we can really figure anything out with him. So every year, every team does this. There's always a red star player with a team that they pick a specific player that's a red star player, a player that exemplifies himself of what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle. It's work ethic. It's all that stuff. It's all it's effort. It's all that stuff that they do throughout the season, like their career in college and things like that. So that's the red star player that everybody puts on their list. And most of the time, I'm not saying that they get drafted all the time, but even with the Eagles, it seems like every time they have a red star player, and Sidney Brown was that player that they had on the list as a red star last year, and they ended up drafting him. So, it's good, and if E. Cooper is on the list, if he's on the list as a red star player, that's huge. That's huge. Nifty 350 with super chat. Thank you so much. He says Quez draft profile is accurate as hell. He's trash. All right, so Sydney is more of an in the box. I think it's yet to be determined because I've seen him get some really good. I've seen him cover pretty well. But there was a lot of issues this year when it came to the back end communicate. The communication in the back end, they were still having issues with communication in the back end at the end of the year this past year. So I'd give it a little bit more time to say that he's more of an in the box. I think he has a little bit more. He plays physical. He plays tough. He doesn't take off plays. Daniel says, gonna have to give him time to tell. How would you go in the draft, Joey? So much ways to go: cornerback, defensive end, halfback, defensive wide receiver. I mean, I think they got to go corner, linebacker. I think the first two they have to go corner, linebacker, corner, linebacker. I don't care how they do it. I think both of those have to be in. Offensive line has got to be one between the first 3 picks. I think offensive line is going to be there. Wide receiver, if they don't sign somebody else in free agency. So it could be safety. And then obviously you can get some depth pieces that maybe DT or something like that later on. You know what I mean? So. Strager says, oh my God, Dan Steele is telling Devontae Smith to take the 5th-year option so Eagles can get him at a discount. Okay, but then you're not going to sign him to a long-term deal? I mean, I think it's like $15 million. I think it's like $15 million for the year, fully guaranteed, if they take his 5th-year option. That's the price as of right now. Fire says, oh my God, Dan Steele is telling Devontae Smith to take a 5th-year option so Eagles can get him a... That's dumb. Thing on Barlow says we want hold on one second. Who we want usually isn't where the Eagles go, so I'm just sitting back. Like every time, like I think what's the one position the Eagles are linked to in the first round? It's been cornerback. Most of the time it's been corner. So every time I hear a position group all the time, it means they're going to go the opposite direction. But I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Which is, remember that pass breakup against Evans. I remember, I don't know if it was CeeDee Lamb around like a go route on the left sideline, and Sidney Brown like got there last second. I mean, he was beat, but he got there. He ran as fast as he could to bat that shit down, and he did. Like I said, like he doesn't take any plays off. He takes no plays off. Robert, just so which player do you think the Eagles will target next? I think Justin Simmons. I think that's our go-to right now. Joe Santos is Parker, if he's healthy, is a good wide receiver 3. I mean, could, like I said, like I don't know. I think due time we'll find out. I mean, he could be a 4 or a 5. But he's cheap. He's 1.2 million for the year. And, does he have enough to give this offense, with all the attention that other guys are going to get? And he's got reliable hands. He's got some speed. He's got some wheels on him still at 31 years old. You know what I mean? But he's got to stay healthy the whole year and, just got to work out. So we'll see. It's going to come down to the camp and how he looks, and we'll see what happens. So Sidney would get burnt or lost in coverage and makes him up for it. His speed, no technique. Player for I played for 11 years cornerback, so I'm not just talking about my end. Like I said, like he might. I mean, look, like time will tell. I think Sidney Brown needs more time. Just needs more time. We'll see what he looks like down the road. Khalil says, I know what. I don't think we're keeping both second rounders. I don't either. No, I don't think we're going to be using both of them. I think one of them would be a trade up, and I think one of them could be a trade back into the third round. So the Eagles don't have a third round pick because they traded Kenny Pickett. They moved down 22 spots from the third to the fourth when they got the fourth round pick. So we'll see. They said if DeJean was black, everyone would want him draft number 1. 20 I really thought wide receiver Hightower would be Quez, and that'd be good. I lost bad with that one. Quez won it. Yeah, I mean, Hightower I was a big fan of, and they just never used him middle of the field. They used Hightower like he was a deep threat, and he was not even close to that. He was never close to that at all, which kind of confused me a little bit. Deion, especially with people who play high levels are always correct about players. Let's see. Usually says, when Eagles draft linebacker first round, are you going to live for honey recording? Dude, I'm gonna do some crazy shit if they do it. I'm gonna do some crazy shit. I'm telling you right now. I will be freaking the hell out. Robertson signed him on to a long-term deal. Don't think I'm off in the 5th year bullshit. No, they'll sign him to a long-term. I'm not really worried about it that much. I'm not worried about it. I think he'll get done. Nifty with the super chat. Thank you so much, man. So Jack Driscoll left. Am I late? Dolphins. Yeah, he's been gone. So it's been a while since that happened today. So yeah, so the Eagles lose out on Jack Driscoll, which I can really care less about at this point. We'll see. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're gonna do well with Matt Hennessy. Matt Hennessy that plays center and guard, 22 starts for the Falcons. And we'll be in competition with Tyler Steen. I think that's where it's going to go. That's what's looking like right now. They're going to draft another offensive. They might draft 2 offensive linemen. Obviously, one with the first 3 picks, and they'll probably draft another one. Probably later on. In the late rounds. It wouldn't shock me. I know, JC. I know, dude. I'm waiting, dude. Until I find out. Like, there's been nothing on Justin Simmons. I mean, there's been nothing going on. It's been absolutely quiet. It's been absolutely quiet. Let's see. Listen, I like that. I like that Barkley, but how he might see fortunes in trading back. I think he's going to trade back. I think with those two second round picks, he might trade back. Class, I didn't like to lose the third round pickup. Having Pickett for 2 years is worth it. It makes. I love Sydney as a safety, as beast. I agree, it's safety. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it's not enough time. Like he needs more time. He needs to be put into a better defense, with a better scheme, a better defensive coordinator. I think there's just got to be a little bit more better on that end of the defense. So we'll see. Go on, Jake. Mandalorian Dome, what's going on, man? It says, what's up, Joey? Would you rather draft a corner in the first round or let Keely Ringo and Eli Ricks develop to draft a linebacker in the first round? No, I would rather draft a corner in the first round because there's not enough. There's a lot of flash with Keely. There's a lot of flash with Eli. It's not enough time, dude. You can't go into it's under horrible play calling and under horrible coaching. It's just, for me, it's just not enough. I think Ringo is flash. I think Ricks is flash. No doubt they have. But to have that much faith to not draft a corner in the first round, leave it up to them, I'm not really sure they go that direction. I'm not. I'll be shocked if they do that. I just don't see it, actually happening. So, Phillips says, does Parker have much experience in the slot? At times we could put him on the outside and move Smith in and out. Moore can make it work. I think they're going to use him in the slot. I don't think they. I mean, he could be. I mean, I think he could play both. I don't see why not. You're going to see guys move around. There are going to be times where Devontae Smith might be on the inside because, Kellen Moore is an X's and O's type guy. Likes all the receivers to play the X, Y, Z spots. So it could happen. Robert Simmons is holding out for big bucks, but he has to realize he's 30. He's 31. I think he's 31. I don't think we really have to worry about how expensive he's going to be. That price is definitely going to drop, no doubt. Thank you, John. Like up the stream. Definitely hit the like button if you guys have it. Try to get to 200. I don't know how many likes we have. We'll try to get to 200 likes if we can on the stream. I appreciate it so much, guys. If you guys we do have over 400, actually 508 in the stream right now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and check out the pinned comment for memberships, extra content, and support for the channel as well. We'll be doing this again tomorrow. Stream same time tomorrow. To go over more free agency, more of the rumors of what's going on. We'll have more videos. I put out a video today on the Quez Watkins debacle and the Devontae. There's been rumors on the Devontae Smith extension too, which is pretty good. That it looks like they're going to get something done. I don't know, quote unquote. I don't have the quote anymore. I might have it in my phone. Yeah, so just on the Devontae Smith front right now, says it is absolutely a top priority to get an extension done. I'd be shocked if one isn't done soon. The Eagles have always prioritized their top guys locked up soon as possible. This situation is no different. So I think it's going to get done. So it looks like the contract in general. So if you pick up the 5th-year option for Devontae Smith, he's going to cost you $15.59 and 25. And he'll be the 20th highest paid receiver in 25 if they do the 5th-year option. Now, long term, his projection for Devontae Smith is around $25 million a year, which is the same as AJ Brown, the same contract that he's on right now. So, be interesting. So if the Eagles draft a linebacker in the first round, how many of us will yell in joy? I think all of us will be very happy. I'll be happy. I know Philly 500 will be happy. I think we'll all be happy at that point. Joey, what team should sign Odell? I have no idea. At this point, it doesn't shock me. He's not re-signing with anybody yet. He's gonna wait it out. He's at the end of his career now. I don't know if he has anything left at this point to really give to a football team. You know, I don't know. I have no idea. Greg Diesel, what's up, man? So sure will be nice to get some news on Reddick, but I have a feeling we won't hear anything until the draft at least. Yeah, probably not. I mean, look, if Reddick is not, if we hear nothing, if we don't even hear news on Reddick, or if Reddick is not even signed or extended by April 1st, then it's a problem. It's really a big problem going forward. Thank you for the super chat so much, man. It says you got some sensitive people in the comments. Well, what's going on? I'm not really reading everything else. I'm kind of just skimming down a little bit, but hopefully everybody's all right today. I don't know why everybody would be fighting about anything today. But hopefully everybody's good today. Appreciate the super, man. Right, so you guys know there's the same people here in Cali, but we are outnumbered by the soy boy list. Kyle's OBJ has one good catch. There's his career. Yeah, it really that catch changed everything. That catch changed everything. Ryan says, Dawkins may be an Eagles fan. My dad's a Raider fan, and I hated their Jersey fans. Once I watched Dawkins play, I was sold. If Reddick doesn't resign BMX, we're gonna have a problem. I mean, if Reddick doesn't resign, then I honestly don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, you just made your defensive line much weaker, because you have nothing that complements one side to the other side. I mean, you got Bryce Huff on one side now. It's like Brandon Graham is nothing but a rotational guy. Josh Sweat's not enough. Not enough. We aren't sensitive. We just realize that OBJ is average. Yeah, not great. Not great. What he did in that Super Bowl for the Rams, man. What he did with that Super Bowl for the Rams was just damn. That was great. He single-handedly took that game over. And he said the quiet before the storm. A quiet Howie is a scary Howie. That is 100% truth. It is. Dylan says Justin Simmons to Philadelphia. I'm waiting on it, dude. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting for this shit. And I think it's gonna happen. I'm just waiting on it. Like, what's going on, man? So what up, Joey? Any free agent news? I mean, nothing right now. I mean, Driscoll signed with the team. Driscoll signed with the Miami Dolphins. Kind of went over the press conferences for Kenny Pickett. You know, Parker, I have to watch his press conference because it was late. It was really late. So that's going on. But nothing, really. There's been some rumors about Quez returning, which I really hope it doesn't happen. So I'm hoping things do change, drastically change. Johnson, I respect Reddick for wanting his money, but a lot of our players have taken pay cuts to be here, and if it doesn't want to, I wouldn't push it. Yeah, well, but to be honest, dude, let's be honest. I mean, he deserves a pay raise. There's no doubt. Reddick deserves a pay raise. But why is this taking so fucking long, dude? One of your own guys on the roster that's still on contract with this team. I even think he's a free agent. He's still, you know what I mean? He's not a free agent. So for me, I'm just like, man, like, when are they gonna get this done? I mean, sooner or later, hopefully. Gabriel Schatz says, I know Chase Young is lazy, but I try to sign him. Yeah, he's visiting a couple teams right now. Eagles are not on that list of teams. I forgot what the two teams are, but I know I think the Saints is one, I think. I know he's visiting a couple teams. Spotzy Chops, what up, Shakes? What I missed? I've been at work. I don't know. It's just going over just rumors right now. Eagles haven't really signed anybody yet, but you know, hoping for some different things soon. As if I'm Howie, I'm hold on. If I'm Howie, I'm trading up for Quinn and Mitchell, Byron Murphy, or Latu, or staying at 22 and drafting Chop. Yeah, Chop might move down. I mean, Latu I would absolutely love. Byron Murphy, would they actually spend another first round pick on a DT? I mean, we would have to see for a third year at DT. I mean, it wouldn't like upset me if they did. Like, still get a top talent interior. Benny says, am I reading this right? Quez Watkins coming back. Yeah, there's rumors. There's rumors of him coming back. But he apparently there's a lot of interest from other teams too. So the Eagles welcoming a return doesn't necessarily mean he's returning, but it means that the Eagles would have an eye on him if he is available and he would come back. I'm just not a fan of it at all, to be honest. Ryan says, all right, what's up, man? I live in old time. Okay, blue pill. I heard only try to sell my wife 4-year deal, but you outbid him. Tell my wife I'll miss her. Ah, you fucking guys. Philly 500 start all that bullshit. Happens. Christian Ramos says, would you rather use like a 4th round on a running back or just ride with Kenny G? I don't know if they're gonna add another. I mean, they're gonna ride with Kenny G regardless, but they could add. Do they want to keep 3 running backs? And do they actually want to have 3 running backs in the room this year? I think they should go into the mid rounds and get a dual threat. I think that's what they should get, another pass catcher. They should get another receiving back in this draft. I think they should in the later rounds if somebody is there. Flicks is not gonna lie, Quez chose the wrong year to have a breakout. Terrible coaching messed him up. Yeah, but what has he done really before that could tell us that he's reliable and that he could really be a future receiver for this team? Not much at all. So. The 50 said they don't re-sign Reddick, you have to draft. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If you lose Reddick, there is no way you're just going to lose Reddick, keep everything the way it is, and just move on with the draft the way your original plan was. If you move on from Reddick, they have got to move up to get Latu or stay and get Chop. I don't know. I feel like they have to do it at that point. I feel like it's gonna make it obvious if Reddick is gone, they make no move. You're not paying another defensive end big money, obviously. You're not trading for a guy. I'm gonna pay my Cruiser Calgary and throwback Eagles logo on the hood. You'll see me drive it around someday. It's just Quez sucks. CJ says, Joe, do you think we end up with Justin Simmons? I do. As long as I don't hear news of him going somewhere else, I think we do. I think seriously we have a big chance for Justin Simmons. His longest catch was 19. Who's? Not Quez. Not Quez Watkins. Was it? No. No way, that was. Also, Quez is worse than terrible. If he was a suit, he'd be a miscellaneous closet. Roger, who do you want to replace Bradbury? I don't care who it is. It'd be Cooper, DeGene, Perron Arnold, Quinion Mitchell. I don't care who it is. Somebody in this draft. It's Johnson. The mocks I've seen Chop falling out of the first. Did he have a bad pro day? I honestly don't know. I don't think he'll be a top 15 pick. I don't think so. I think he'll be in a good spot for the Eagles, to be honest. And maybe they'll have to move up maybe a spot. Maybe we'll see. But should be interesting. Bro, we better leave Quez ass where he's at. He butterfingers for real. He is. Reddick wants 25 mil a season. I think Howie willing to pay 20. The reports came out 20 to 22 million, but that report of 25 mil a season was a while ago. Now, the draft compensation you're going to get back, Brian Burns, the Giants gave up a second and like some mid-round picks. You're not going to get any pick. You're not going to get any good picks for him at 30 years old. You're not at 29 technically right now, 30 in September. I don't think you're going to make too much of a difference there. Because I think whoever reaches first will determine who we draft in the second round. Basically, I was to Chase Young. He had such a promise before his injury. He was never been the same. No, not really. The injuries have kind of messed him up, to be honest. Fortunately. Says, let's pay Reddick 23 a year and let's get this done. Russ, I'm getting married by the 18th, but I know by the 19th she'll be on forever with Joey. Boy. Not funny anymore. It's not funny. Nifty says Quez had a 91-yard catch. He didn't score, not 4.3. Yeah, because I was at that game. That was the Eagles 49ers game in 21, right? The home opener. I was at that game when I saw that. And yeah, I was a little shocked how he didn't look fast in that game either. Yeah, because I remember that. It was like 91 yards, something like that. Kyle says Eagles interested in bringing back Wendell Smallwood. I mean, why? The problem is, like, with a Wendell Smallwood, he doesn't bring anything to the table. Been an average back. These running backs that play in Philadelphia and then leave Philadelphia are never usually. They're never usually they're mostly special teamers now. Wendell Small became a special teamer, never in a rotation for running back anymore. Josh Adams was another guy that I really did like, but he was just way too patient. He ran like Le'Veon Bell, but he was like beyond patient, way too patient as a bruiser type back. Let's see. Yeah, Clement want to come back to the Eagles. I'm just like the Eagles have no interest in any of those guys. They have no interest in any of these guys at all. So we are just joking on the dumb names. We are delirious a bit. So won't we just keep Reddick and let him walk if it's understood that we won't get hit much for him? Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're not going to get much for him, why get rid of him? You think your second round pick, your third round pick is going to be better than is going to be a better draft pick, a better player right now, year one, produced immediately than HaasonReddick? Nikki says, what the fuck are we talking about here? Smollett and Clement. Yeah, it's stupid. It's a waste of time. Because why would they? It's just like that time is over with. Those guys haven't even started. Those guys haven't even played in an actual game in probably years, to be honest with you. BMX says, could it be Hurts not having a deep ball arm and not Quez who outruns Hurts short throws? No. Of course there's been some throws where there's been some underthrown throws to Quez, but let's not let's not think Quez is the is a great player and Hurts is the reason why he's failed in Philadelphia. The last thing. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Clement should have been the Super Bowl MVP. No. Clement had a good receiving touchdown. He had some good plays down the stretch of the playoffs, especially in the Super Bowl, but he had 100 receiving yards. That's great, but Nick Foles is the main reason why. Main reason why for any of that. Nick Sirianni, sorry, Nick. Doug Peterson and Nick are like they're the main reasons why we won that game. 100%. Because our defense didn't play good, obviously. The defense wasn't playing good at all. Joey, who's your number one pick in the draft? Probably Layla Latu. Defensive end from UCLA. Who Chase that wants to draft Braylon Allen in the 4th or 5th round or second back? If they got Braylon Allen, Jesus, dude, we'd be unstoppable. We'd be more unstoppable. Because to have a shifty bruiser back like that. Now that Prince guy that we got from the 49ers, that Prince dude, he's like I guess a bigger back, a bit of a bigger back, I guess. We ended up getting a while ago, like at the end of the season we signed him, or after the season was over, we signed him. So I forgot his whole entire name. Ryan said, if Sirianni runs game over Saquon goal line situations, I'm going to burn the link down. That's not going to be on Kellen Moore. That's going to be on Sirianni, unfortunately. That's where it's going to. That's what it's going to come down to. Sirianni, bro, getting involved in the play calling. It's going to be a mess. Matt Wilson says, "Yo, Joey, when are we doing mock drafts? We're gonna be doing them soon. I got some things cooking right now, so we'll do one for the shakedown. We'll do a few more." Nick Cunningham says, "Who would you like to back up Saquon Barkley 20?" I honestly, I don't know. I think they should go in the mid rounds and get like a back that fits. They should get more of a dual threat type guy in the mid rounds. That's what I think they should do. To be honest, I don't know who's really available. I mean, besides guys that are not going to do anything here, I think they should get a scheme fit type running back. In the mid rounds. That's where I think they should go. That extra spot. Somebody that just, that can get the ball out of the backfield and, just a different type of back. I think they can get done. We'll see though. But they might they might be looking at Price. They might like Price a lot. He's a little, I don't know. They say he's a bigger bruiser type guy, but he's only like, I don't know how much he weighs, but he doesn't weigh that much. But he plays hard. He plays tough though. Like he runs real hard. He runs through people pretty good too. But he's a little shifty too in open space. So we'll see. Chris Carver, Jr. Super Chat. Thank you so much, man. Do you trust us drafting a good cornerback? I only ask because it happened since 2002. Yeah, I'm hoping they do, man. I hope they do. Philip Harris says, Joey, do you know about Austin Watkins? We signed him into a future contracts before free agency. He cooked so many teams in preseason, including us. Yeah, like I said earlier in the stream, he was a big preseason standout. Never got an opportunity during the season, but he Not only did he get a future contract with the Eagles, he got a 2-year extension for like really cheap money, like nothing, not even $1 million at all. He got a cheap contract for like a 2-year extension. So maybe the Eagles feel like, maybe he's got something to bring to the table, maybe. So I think there's something. Yeah, maybe there's something there. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I saw Kansas City wants to sign Quez. I saw a few other teams too. Cardinals, a few other teams had interest, I guess. Honestly, that's honestly my biggest worry going to the season besides injuries. Yeah, I get it. Benny said my biggest worry is Nick getting his hands on Moore's playbook. That's the number one thing. We're gonna know as soon as these games start. We'll have our first game in Brazil on a Friday night. We'll find out what happens. We'll find out. It ain't gonna be hard to tell if Nick is involved. Kareem Hunt is available for Make Money Not Friends says. Yeah. They could if they wanted. You think the Eagles should kick the tires on the L Snead trade? Yeah, well, they're not even in on the Snead trade. I have no interest in getting a free agent cornerback. I have no interest in it at all. I know people are talking about Patrick Surtain a million times. I get it, but Snead is looking to get all that money, and I don't know. Apparently, they're trading him too, so you have to give up draft picks on top of paying a guy. So. Rakestraw is great. I think Ennis Rakestraw would be great too. Real physical corner. Plays zone really good. Probably one of the best zone corners in this draft, to be honest. Kyle says in the appreciate super chat, man, it says Jordan Davis spends too much time at Outback. Yeah, we need a big year from him this year. Fell off a little bit after last year at the end of the season. I think everybody hit a wall. That whole defensive line hit a wall. Everybody became because of the off coverage, and you're not using your linebackers downhill, you're not blitzing, you're not doing stunts with your defensive linemen. It's tough, man. Tough. But we saw the pass rush from Jordan Davis early in the season. But I think it's got to get better condition, man. But like I said, I can't put too much on him as well because this scheme was atrocious. And how is your defensive line supposed to hit home? Even Jalen Carter hit a wall. Josh Sweat hit a wall. Didn't have a sack. Had a sack the last season of the regular season against the Giants. Didn't have a sack from week 9 of the season. Jalen Carter, there was a point where he only had like 21 snaps late in the season in a game or two. 21 snaps for Jalen Carter. Nifty 350D, what's going on, man? Appreciate the super chat. Says the first play will be a screen for a loss of 8 to Saquon. A screen to Saquon for a loss of 8. Man, Saquon Barkley, dude. Saquon Barkley. Chris says hit the emotional wall. Never recovered from San Francisco and Seattle. And it just continued from there. Because how about them Cowboys starting 3 undrafted O linemen? Yeah, I mean they're missing. I think they're only missing a center and a left tackle, right? Tyron Smith and their guard and their tackle left. Their guard left too. I think you might be right. Actually, you might be right, but they did nothing, dude. I had a Cowboy fan in here the other day. It was like, "Oh, we just freed up $13 million. They're gonna do a big move." I'm like, dude, like 10 million of that, 9 to 10 million of that money is I go to the draft, right? Like 7 days in the free agency and the Cowboys free up $13 million. Like, sorry, but it's slim pickings now. YHP says Jalen Carter would defensive rookie of the year if it wasn't for Patricia. Yeah, I think so. I've been close to, maybe. Who the fuck? Who in the fucking chat did this? Somebody just did this. I'm tired today. It's been a long What big move? Free agency, big moves over dummies. Somebody just fucking did this. Who did this shit? Hold on. I'm getting this shit right now. Can anybody guess what that video was? Does anybody remember what that video was? I just want to know if somebody knows. What video was that? It was a reaction to something. What was that video? What player though? It was the draft, but what player? Yeah, it was Hurts. It was Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I wasn't happy about it. I ate my words though. I ate my words. Somebody just put that up on Twitter. All right, that's done with. That's done with. That bag, Joey. BMX says, I'm with you, Joey. Not trading for cornerback free agency. Maybe but Simmons is all we need with Reddick signing. I think that's it. The Reddick re-sign. The Reddick re-sign and yeah. And you get Justin Simmons, I think you're good. Yeah, I mean, that was a different time. That was, the Eagles were paying Carson Wentz a big contract, and they drafted a guy that wasn't even going to play in the, your second round pick should start on the field. It wasn't the player, it was why they drafted him in the second round. It was just, I like Jalen Hurts. It just wasn't, why would you draft a guy in the second round? I mean, there must have been shit going on behind the scenes then. I don't know. We've been over this a million fucking times, but it is what it is. That side view for Quez today was outstanding. He says, "Real men eat crow." Hey, gotta admit you're right. Gotta admit you're wrong at times. John said, "If we extend Reddick, we'll free up cap space." Yeah, you'll free up over $11 million. That's why it's even more exciting too, because even with a trade or an extension, it's $11+ million in cap space you're getting back. YHP says Julian Blackmon visiting the Bills. Yeah, he's visiting the Bills. He apparently has like 7 suitors, so 7 suitors, several suitors. Sorry, not 7, several. Jane says, "Do you think we should draft a wide receiver?" Yeah, I think so. If they're not going after another receiver, which I don't know if Tyler Boyd, I have no interest in any other receivers that are left right now. I think I think they should go after it. Yes, I think they should. I think they should go after a receiver in the draft as their future, at least their number 3 for this year. Isaiah Simmons would be great too. So if they sign Isaiah or they sign Justin, Isaiah is a nice hybrid type guy that would fit well in Fangio's scheme. I'd be fine with it. Nate said, "Of course he doesn't compare Week 16 Slay. You bending yourself over your chair. Keeping the main thing says to see if Aaron Donald could be like 2." Yeah, Julian Okwara is already. Yeah, he's been signed. So that's another receipt. That's another linebacker for the Eagles that Vic Fangio likes. That they're trying to see. Like he's shown a lot of flash, especially in Detroit. You know, just hasn't been consistent, and is a guy that just hasn't, you know, shown a lot of flash to a point where he just hasn't been in the right system. And I guess they think that you know, that he has some upside to him. Yeah, they're not getting set. You know, say Nathan says all these safeties went on 17 million. That's what happened last year. Same thing happened last year. Jesse Bates got all that money last year, and then the safety market plummeted last year too. It was almost the same thing last year. Same thing this year. So we will see. Oh shit. Well, we got all the. I guess the Eagles released a bunch of players holding their jerseys. Oh shit. That's cool. That's cool, bro. Let me show you guys this. Oh, let's see. Dude, I love it. You know what I really like? I'm going to put this on the stream right now. They just put that up. Sweet, dude. And this one's even better. Look at this number 8 for Chauncey. Look at, dude. That jersey looks great. That jersey looks. I think I'm gonna get a Chauncey jersey this year. I think I'm getting Chauncey's jersey this year. I'm not even kidding. That 8 looks so good. It looks so good on it. Looks so good, man. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. They just put that on Twitter they just put that on Twitter just now. Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that. Saquon Barkley's like, what did I get myself into? What did I get myself into? You got yourself into a really good offense that's going to explore what you can really do that the Giants never got out of you. That's what you're about to explore. You're about to explore something you never explored in your fucking NFL career. That's what's going to happen. I'm a massive Kobe fan. I'm getting that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson jersey. I'm probably going to do the same. I'm probably going to do the same. Oh, yeah. I'll put that one up, too. Bryce Huff as well. Bryce Huff jersey looks good, too. Up, too. Let me put it up. Let me put it up. Yep, there's Bryce Huff's 0. Agent 0. Right there. There it is. Dude, I love the game. I love the actual like game jerseys, dude. I can't stand the shit that Nike put. To be honest with you, I can't stand the fucking NFL shop jerseys. I really can't. Like I'll get them. I don't care, but I can't stand them. Like those jerseys are great. The numbers are bigger, the names are bigger on them. They just look so much better. I don't buy jerseys. I mean, look, I didn't buy jerseys for a long time. The last jersey I bought was obviously I bought the Devontae Smith Kelly Green. That's all I got. Okay. I don't buy jerseys at all. I never ever buy jerseys because I bought a jersey with my name on it, and that thing I wear almost all the time. But that 8 looks really good, though. I ain't gonna lie, it looks really good. We got 500 in the chat now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Cover the Eagles every single day. We'll be streaming tomorrow as well. Make sure you hit the like button like crazy on this stream. Thank you so much for supporting. We're gonna try to do an earlier stream tomorrow if we can. Let's try to get the 300 likes if we can, or close to it. Appreciate it so much. We're not gonna go too long today. I need to check out that Devontae Parker. The Devontae Parker press conference. I want to check that out. And some other things. So, and I got some stuff to do in a couple hours. So, we'll go for another few minutes, and then we'll probably end it here. To be honest, if you guys haven't checked out my video for today that I uploaded in the afternoon, definitely check out that video for today. We'll have another membership video out as well. So definitely, if you haven't touched on the memberships on the early tier for extra content, it's all there for extra content support. The extra content is there if you want it. So I appreciate it very much. Because I think I'm going to get a Barkley jersey, or maybe just a hoodie. Probably not a jersey or fucking expensive. Yeah, I mean, since inflation, I mean, the jerseys used to be like $100. Now they're like what, 123, 130 now? I think so. I'm hoping they're in Kelly Greens this year. I'm hoping to God that they're playing in Kelly Greens. I think the word mark is actually pretty nice. I've actually really liked it. The problem I'm having is that because these jerseys are so outdated, they still look good, but they are outdated. I feel like the jerseys will change sooner or later. Maybe not now. I think those midnight greens are definitely going to get an upgrade sooner. You know what I mean? Because obviously when the word art got to these midnight greens, they look kind of off. But I've actually liked the new word art a lot. It's just these jerseys are probably, I would say these jerseys are going to definitely take an upgrade sooner or later. Not really a change of color or anything, just how they maybe look, maybe the numbers, maybe, I don't know, maybe things look a little different down the road. We'll see. So I just ordered my Chauncey. You ordered it right now? Susan, I want to get the Saquon jersey, but I don't want midnight green. They need to hurry up and get different ones out. Mark Walner, what's going on? Says Reddick unhappy is not a foremost for success. Give him a fair contract. Put this issue to bed. It's just a negative situation that we can meet halfway. Well, we don't know if it's negative right now. We don't know if it's like going bad, like everything's going bad right now between the Eagles and his agent. And I think if we're not hearing anything about that, HaasonReddick is moving, that he's moving on or something like that. At least by this time, it's been a while. It's been weeks, So I'd give it time, man. I think if we haven't heard any bad news now, I think we're in good shape. I think we're in good shape. So I think that's where we're at right now. But well, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for today. I guess we'll end it here. We didn't go too long today, but we'll be back tomorrow with another stream. We'll be back with a stream every day this week. We'll be streaming every day. So, yeah. Other than that, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll have another video out for tomorrow. We'll have a video out tomorrow. Definitely check some of the stuff out. And you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see if the Eagles make a move tonight. If the Eagles make a move tonight, I will do a stream. If there's any type of breaking news, I'll do a stream on it tonight, and we'll get it going. So, all right, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shake Squid up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace out.